Okay. My name is Kwesi, Eswuon, Baako, and here is the editorial. I come in peace. I come not to please. For today's consideration, voice note to Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. Voice note to Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. Dr. Bawumia, I'm sending you a voice note because the number that you gave me when we met, while you were in opposition some many years ago, nobody responds to that number anymore when I call it. Not even the numbers of your handlers, those who followed you at the time, including, God rest his soul, Boedu, that young man who passed. But the others, none of them responds to that. So it's become necessary for me to send a voice note to you today, sir. So please bear with me and let me share my thoughts on your bid to become president of our beloved country, Ghana. Here goes. Dr. Bawumia, I'm not sure why you think regurgitating the campaign points that led to the most humiliating defeat in our country's history. I don't know why you think regurgitating and repackaging that for Ghanaians is a good strategy. It's not. Regurgitating those same tired old catchphrases that you were selling to Ghanaians as campaign manifesto and touting achievements which nobody else but you could see. That's not a good strategy, Dr. Bawumia. Number two, sir, making ridiculous promises is not helping you. Making ridiculous promises is part of the reason why you suffered that humiliating defeat. Because I've heard you say many times, oh, you know what I can do. You've seen what I can. No, we haven't seen what you can. In fact, we have seen what you can do. What you can do is drive the city from 4 cities to 17 cities. So that's what you can do. What else are you asking us to bank anything on? But then you show up and say, hey, you make ridiculous statements like, oh, when we come to power, and this is him speaking with his party people. So maybe it's F talk, but still, we judge you by that, right? Because you're telling your party people that you will give every constituency 10 appointments. What are you appointing them to? Appointing them to do what? To get paid with what? Versus creating employment for these people. And if you were to give every constituency 10 appointments, what number would that? Huge number. What are you appointing them to? Apart from that, what happens to the others? What kind of acrimony, what kind of animosity is it going to create within the party about those who don't get selected to go? Because trust me, if out of all the people in the constituency, they see the opportunity to get selected to that, everybody's automatically going to think of backing Bawumia. And if it's going to, of course, create a rat race. And if you're not backing Bawumia, it's very likely you don't get in that 10. And then what happens? So not only is this guy making wet dream promises to his party, but he's actually creating a recipe for further chaos in the party. Doctor, again, when I hear you speak, you sound very inward looking. You're not looking anywhere beyond the party. Again, we know you're campaigning to be the flag bearer, so maybe that influences what you say. But even generally speaking, your general outlook, and that includes the statements that your followers make. I hear Chairman Woon to me criticizing Alan Chamatin. If you were smart, you would leave Alan Chamatin alone. At this point, you should be trying to make peace with Alan Chamatin so that at the very least, you don't cause more animosity for people who are sympathetic with Alan Chamatin. Alan Chamatin Yawoshi, Otini baby, but he catches a stray bullet because you are campaigning to be flag bearer of the party. And it's not coming from you, but it's coming from Wuntumi, who is speaking for you. And that's what I'm talking about. Brass tacks, doctor, we will have to say it all. And again, that public posturing with you and Fanti comedy and all of that, it was bad advice. I don't know if your advisors are sycophantic towards you, or they're just not giving you the right kind of advice. Because that public image of you hugging on Fanti comedy after he had said what he said, it's not good for you. For whatever it's worth within the party, maybe you are banking on the base that hates John Mahama so much that anything but John Mahama is okay, right? So in that case, fair enough. You go and hug Fanti comedy, who is threatening to or saying whatever he's saying, and it's okay. But beyond that, after you've become the flag bearer, no, because why are we dealing with somebody who is a vessel for chaos? You're not attracting any sympathy from the so-called floating voter, Dr. Bawumia. And you know what? Those are who makes president. Those are who decides who's president. That so-called floating voter, because you have your members logged in. And at this time, with what's going on in the party, the members are not even logged in the MPP at this point. The factions, the sections, the cracks are so deep and sharp, you can hardly say that you have your members logged in. So instead of causing up to the so-called floating voter, making yourself more attractive so people can connect with you, you're rather putting out the image of embracing somebody who's so divisive. It's not good for your campaign. If I was to be in your advisory team, if I was one of your advisors, and that's why I'm sending you a voice note. I'm sure you'll hear the voice note, sir, one way or the other. But check this out. And this could be the best piece of advice anybody could give you, believe me. If I were you, Dr. Bawumia, I would put everything aside and focus on shedding that tag as a liar. Maybe you know, maybe you don't, but that's the biggest bane for you. That's your biggest spoke in the wheel. I mean, what I said, that's the biggest thing that's gonna get in your spokes. Because for good or bad, Ghanaians have built an image of you as a liar, somebody who pulls stuff out of it somewhere where the sun don't shine and just bust it out and don't care. And doctor, I want to say that I am tempted to agree with most Ghanaians. You know why? Because you've told us about airports that you've built that nobody else sees. You've told us about some big economic stuff that you've done that only you see. You've told us about all the achievements and all these things that you're supposed to have done, which nobody else is testifying to, but your cronies and your sycophants. Only your minions are the ones who are touting these things. So you know what that means? It means only your sycophants and your minions will vote for you. Because if these airports were really there, I was watching some video the other day. The guy was like, me, I'm a MPP new, but abanyi baye menya enro egumi ko foso. Now that's what I'm talking about. Whatever it is that you are claiming that you've done, people should see it, people should feel it, people should testify for you, not you going around the country touting things that nobody else can see. And that legitimizes the tag of the liar that people have put on you, sir. And because of that, nothing else that you say matters. That's the truth. That's the truth. Maybe after the Akufo-Addo regime, no, you've come up with something genius that maybe would work, but we don't trust you. We don't trust you. So instead of hiring PR firms to do polls that you obviously know are not going to be in your favor, spend that money to hire PR firms to clean up that tag of the liar for you. Because Ghanaians don't trust you at this point. So nothing you say matters. You can make all the promises. Ghanaians will just look at you and laugh. I'm telling you, doctor, your advisors may not be telling you. I am telling you. Ghanaians are laughing at you. Ghanaians are laughing at some of the things you say. Right? People have made a meme of with the yardstick, something, paradigm, whatever. Mina mima yinya zero, no. People are laughing at these things. Get someone who will speak the truth to you. Get someone who is actually interested in remodeling you. And start from shedding the tag of the liar. You know how you can start? Stop regurgitating those same old tired nonsense that you sold to us as manifesto in the election that brought you the biggest humiliation of your life, I believe. Stop doing that. You're going around saying the same things again. And now I see that you're changing the strategy to apologizing. The last time I heard Bawumia, I said, why? No, sir. Tell us what you did. I was say the that's when we will consider say the bechemo. Also, tell us exactly what. Let's go take by take, because initially when we started telling you, say, what you were doing is not right, the way you were governing the country is not right, no. You were like, no, you defended what you were doing. So right now, I don't know what you think is wrong in Tiawu patch or no. Maybe you are begging for forgiveness because you were not able to be a little more corrupt. I don't know. So tell us, spell it out. We are asking for forgiveness because we had corrupt officials in the government. We spent $98 million to dig up a hole in the name of a national cathedral. We embezzled money. We found money under somebody. Tell us what you want to apologize for, Dr. Bawumia. And then we will consider if we want to forgive you or not. Now, before I wrap this up, I, for the life of me, don't know why NPP people can't spell it out and state clearly that Akufo-Addo is the cause of the party's woes. Akufo-Addo is the cause of the party's woes, but nobody is mentioning his name. Even Bawumia is begging some why are the bonny? We are the bonny under who? Peimuka, Dr. Bawumia, drink deep or taste not. If you're going to say, Akufo-Addo's government failed, and therefore we should forgive you for Akufo-Addo's government in totality. But you have a new regime, which you have been trying to say for a while, without shedding the connection completely with Akufo-Addo. No. There is a problem there. Drink deep or taste not, doctor. And I pray to God that this voice note reaches you. If your advisors are up to their game, this voice note will reach you. If not, I wish you all the best on your quixotic journey to the presidency. My name is Kwesi, Eswuon, Baako. I come to peace. I come to, oh my gosh, Kasatintin. I come in peace. I come not to please. When we come back, we will hopefully be bringing you our first interview. This has been the editorial. We'll be right back.